Center in Los Angeles, and every seat taken tonight to watch the Lakers hosting the Cavaliers as we take a look at our McDonald's starting lineups with LeBron James playing the point, Kedrick Brown in the backcourt with him, Boozer, Ilgauskas, and one of the newest Cavaliers, Eric Williams, in that trade with Boston on that front line. And the Los Angeles Lakers with Gary Payton and Kobe Bryant. Stanislav Medvedenko, Grant, and Devin George on the front line. Medvedenko is taking the place of the injured Karl Malone. As you take a look at LeBron James. And Doug, we never want to hype these matchups too much, but this is one-on-one matchup we have been looking forward to.
Oh, Kevin, this is great. This is what the NBA is all about. It's the individual stars and their greatness, how they fit into the team concept. I know Kobe's looking for this as well as LeBron James. I spoke to him today. Kobe just had a little one-on-one with Carmelo Anthony in Denver, and Carmelo came out on top of that with a victory, but Carmelo matched him point for point. We'll see how LeBron will do here tonight.
The officials tonight, Dick Bavetta, James Capers, and Benny Adams. With the shot clock down to 9, it's Grant with Shaquille O'Neal still injured, and Gary Payton popping, and a rebound by Carlos Boozer.
One of the keys for Cleveland, they've got to win the battle of the boards, and they have to win points in the paint. They have a huge size advantage.
Right off the bat, a steal by Gary Payton. He is number 6 all-time in that category, and some pretty good defense by Brown and the Cavaliers the other way.
Well, that's one of the things the Lakers have got to do. They've got to start converting on their fast breaks. When they had their team healthy, they were running more, getting easier baskets. They have not been able to do that as much lately.
Here was the Eastern Conference All-Star center a season ago, Ilgauskas, who puts in his first 2.
I always believe that he's a real key to their team. If he can score on that block, create double teams, it frees up the other guys. The one difference is Cleveland is not a great outside shooting team, so look for the Lakers to give a lot of help on him in the post. Yeah.
How about the Cavaliers on defense?
Well, this is an area they've gotten better with Devin George with the jumper. Since the trade, they've gotten better. Their big problems, Kevin, they have not been able to close games out. The fourth quarter offensively really hurt them.
Eric Williams, who is the senior Cavalier at 31 years of age, had it knocked away as the active Gary Payton. And here comes vacuumed in with LeBron James on the fly, and Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe is guarding LeBron at one end, but Brown has got Kobe when Kobe's got the ball.
Well, that causes problems. When you have, it's what you call cross-matching, Kevin, where the guy that's playing you, you're not playing him. So in transition, you have to try to be able to get to your guy. You have to do a lot of talking in these situations. Kedrick Brown is matched up against Kobe on this end of the floor.
And for a young team, that's got to be somewhat of a challenge.
Absolutely. That's why you've got to put good offensive pressure on the team so you don't let them run against you so much.
Kedrick Brown picked up a foul moments ago, and here's Devin George, who has been sluggish and staggering in his start offensively.
Well, he misses those big guys a lot because he is a guy who plays out of double teams. He's not getting nearly the open shots he got when Shaq and Karl Malone were in there.
They quickly double Ilgauskas inside, and a shove. Medvedenko was down there defending, and he picks up his first. Medvedenko is coming off a career-high 26-point performance against Atlanta.
Well, you see the little matchup here with Carmelo. This is when the two guys got technical fouls against each other, but Carmelo came right back at him, spun on the baseline and scored, and then out of a very strong double team, found the open man. Denver wins big, and Carmelo stood up to the test. We'll see how LeBron does tonight.
Ilgauskas just hit a 14-foot jump shot, so it is 4-0 Cleveland on top. Lakers have started 0 of 4. And Medvedenko down that baseline, crashing into Eric Williams, known for his defense, taking it right there, and a second foul on Medvedenko.
Well, you know, Kevin, if you look at Cleveland's team, I mean, Kedrick Brown's a strong kid. You look at Eric Williams, you look at LeBron, Boozer, Ilgauskas. They have a big, strong physical team, but they don't have a fast-breaking team. And what this does puts a lot of pressure on LeBron James to run an offense for this team. That's why he has struggled a little bit in the fourth quarters, because he gets tired. He plays 40 minutes a game. They've got to get some easy baskets along the way.
Medvedenko checks out as the rookie from Illinois. Brian Cook will come in for the first time in more minutes with Shaq still injured, a calf injury. He could return later this week. And Kedrick Brown for 3. And there's a rebound for Cook. The quick outlet to Payton at the other end. Into Brown by him and in. And a foul with Ilgauskas lunging and drawing it for the Cavaliers. It's the first on him.
Now that's the Gary Payton that we saw earlier in the year when this team was healthy. Defensive rebounding, out in the open court, In the triangle offense, he plays a lot like Scottie Pippen played at Chicago with Michael Jordan. He's the guy that was the point guard that pushed the ball, and that's what Gary gives his team: the steals, the push of the ball, the easy scores. And you know, Kevin, it's going to be interesting because we just saw a double team on this end by the Lakers. They don't like to do a lot of double teaming. They did. It gave Brown the outside shot. Paul Silas said he's going to start playing Jason Capono more because they need another shooter on the floor. When you're going to get double teams, you've got to have shooters.
Kobe Bryant watching James, a screen by Ilgauskas and a turnover, and it's taken in by Devin George. And that's Cook from outside. Nice shot by the rookie.
This young guy has a very, very good shooting touch. He went to Illinois. He started out, he was known as a very soft player, worked very hard, had a terrific senior year. He's very skilled.
James inside with a corkscrew move, but won't count. And it's a foul, his first.
Well, that's a great move. That's 2 turnovers in a row. And one of the things with LeBron, we talked to Paul Silas about this. He's not a point guard. Eventually, he's going to slide over and be the 2. You see the step in there in the charge. But this is making him a better player, having to handle the basketball. When they're at their best, he'll be able to slide over and play as a 2 guard.
Los Angeles Lakers 22-11 coming in. Second place in the Pacific Division with Horace Grant, who's got a lot on his mind tonight. His father very ill back in Atlanta, and our thoughts and prayers go to the family, but Horace has been shuffling between Los Angeles and Georgia.
Well, I talked to Horace before the game. He said he's going to go see his dad and stuff, but he said he's doing better.
Payton and Brian Cook again. And a rebound by Eric Williams, who played at Providence, now in his 9th NBA season, picked up by Devin George.
Great pickup. He's a terrific defender. He's tough, and he's all about winning. And you know what, Kevin? He's the oldest player on their team. This is the 8th year in the league. He brings them a guy who's been to the Eastern Conference Finals, a guy who's about winning. I think he's going to be very valuable in the development of LeBron James and these younger Cleveland Cavalier players.
Of course, Ricky Davis being sent down to the Boston Celtics, but Eric Williams, Paul Silas, the longtime NBA coach and player, first year with the Cavaliers as the head man here, said he sees a lot of what he did in the NBA: leadership, defense, rebounding, things like that, and that's one of the reasons why he wanted to get Eric Williams.
Well, you said Paul Silas won 3 championships. In college, he had a year where he had over 20 rebounds a game at Creighton.
Right, yeah.
And he's still one of the top, I think, 10 rebounders of all time in the NBA. So, I mean, this is a guy who did it on both ends, who's a winner, and that's what kind of guys you have to have around LeBron James.
Los Angeles has started 1 of 7 from the floor. Kobe has not taken a shot yet. Lakers, like we said, 2nd place in the Pacific. 4th best Western Conference record coming into tonight. As Bryant feeds George. You know, some of the players the other night, good rebound by Brown, were complaining that Kobe was holding the ball too much and not feeding to others. Here's a good LeBron James pass to Boozer. Count it, and a foul on the play. He's got his first 2. Cook got in the way and draws the foul for the Los Angeles Lakers.
You talk about a key member of this Cleveland team, Carlos Boozer. Now, he's a right-hand player, but he actually loves to finish with his left hand around the basket. So when you play him, you see LeBron James there excited about the success and the 3-point play. But when you play against Boozer, you almost have to play against him as he's a left-handed player, although he shoots with the right hand.
What a great skill.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's used that left hand beautifully around the back.
Gary Payton flying inside. And Horace Grant trying to clean it up. Lakers are shooting 10%, 1 of 10. Breakaway for Kedrick Brown at the other end, and LeBron James with the assist.
Well, you see the athleticism of this team. They're a real good point guard away from being a real good team. When LeBron can slide over off the ball, they have a chance to be a terrific team.
Cleveland coming in 11-25. They've lost 2 straight games. They're in 7th place in the Central Division. And a 3 by Devin George.
He's a player that's all about confidence, Kevin. When he hits his first couple shots, every part of his game picks up. Defense, rebounding, all aspects. And you see LeBron James, very strong hands, loves to pass the basketball, the no-look, and Kedrick Brown on the end of the finish, the little 2-hand dunk, and Cleveland off to a great start.
Yeah, and shooting 57% from the floor. Here goes Boozer, finding Williams cutting, and tapped in by Ilgauskas.
We talked about rebounding being a key. Look at the size of the Laker team as opposed to Cleveland, and if the Lakers are going to win this game, they're going to have to rebound the ball. That's where they miss Shaq, and that's where they miss Karl Malone so badly on those defensive backboards.
Lakers have never led, and And right now, the Cavaliers enjoying their biggest lead of the game, 8 points over Los Angeles.
I've always felt the biggest part of this young man's game, LeBron James, was seeing the floor. He does it there, and he gets him too.
It's Kevin Harlan as we say hello to Cheryl Miller.
Thanks a lot, Kevin and Doug. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of Laker fans out there that are hoping to hear some good news about when Shaq and Karl Malone might be back in action. Well, you better turn down the volume. Shaq will be re-evaluated tomorrow, and team officials really don't want to speculate when he might be back. As far as Karl Malone is concerned, he did not practice over the weekend. I was told that his knee doesn't really bother him when he's running in a straight line. It's only when he's moving laterally. Wednesday, he was supposed to be eligible to play against Denver. At first, Phil Jackson said that was a long shot. Yesterday, he said that Karl Malone is not ready, guys.
Interesting. There's an interesting story, too, about why this calf injury may be something they're concerned about, with the hook shot there by LeBron, answering Kobe's two at the other end. And now every Cleveland starter has scored, led by the 6 points of Ilgauskas. And on the fly, it's Kobe again. Rebound by Eric Williams. They trigger it out to LeBron James and trying to feed for Ilgauskas, and Cook breaks it up.
That's one of those passes that weren't there. That's 3 turnovers for LeBron here early in the game. That's one of those you can't try to force it. You got a good possession opportunity there. Make sure you get a good shot, Kev.
Kobe Bryant rejected inside, and it's Gary Payton wide open, as that is only the 3rd Laker hit from the field, Doug, in 15 shots tonight.
Well, you did a Chili's commercial. They've been very chilly here to get started.
Here's Ilgauskas. The Cavaliers, by the way, +5 in rebounding to begin the game. Lakers have never led. It's the Cavs by 6. James puts one in, and he was absolutely smothered. He's got 4.
Well, that's because he has the strength of a 25-year-old. He might be 19, but that body's 25.
He just turned 19 on December 30th. Him and Tiger Woods have the same birthday. A good pick. And a 3-on-1. James jousting with Bryant. Good feed to Carlos Boozer.
I think they might have called the foul on Kobe before. Normally, when a ref sees that play happening, he'll lay off that foul if he sees a chance here for an opportunity for a score. But Kobe does a smart thing here. He gets him wrapped up right there, and he takes the foul before Boozer gets the dunk. But once again, Cleveland out and running after the turnover. So
we told you Ilgauskas leads all scorers with 6. Payton is leading the Lakers with 4. And they try to isolate on Grant, a double by Payton, and a fake 3 by Kendrick Brown, who positions himself, and a rebound by Grant. Payton slicing inside. And another turnover. That's the 3rd for the Lakers. The Cavaliers have 4. LeBron at the other end. Count it! And a foul!
What a move. This young guy is so strong. His ability here to catch this ball. He's got his eyes ahead. Look at him look at the floor. Little hesitation move there. He palms the basketball. An opportunity for a 3-point play. You don't teach this, Kevin. This is God-given and hard work.
First foul went on Grant. James now gives the Cavaliers their biggest lead tonight, 11 points. And 7 now for LeBron James. Kobe's got 2, 1 of 3 shooting for Bryant from the floor.
Well, LeBron's really improved his free throw shooting, shooting at 76%, as you see Devin George this score. But what you're seeing, Devin George has got to keep LeBron James active. He cannot let him hide on the defensive end. I think that's why you've seen George get 5 shots up already, trying to keep him working. Neither team has hit a 3-point shot as of yet. Cavaliers still with their starting 5 on the floor. Carlos Boozer, one-time player of the year in Alaska, of all places. As they send it out, fresh 24 on the miss. And Kendrick Brown can't hit. Another rebound by Boozer. And Kendrick Brown trying to finish. Still can't get it. Ilgauskas got a hand on the ball. And he couldn't get it in either. It's Kobe with the stutter step on Williams, turning inside. And a foul on the Lakers. Well, right now the Lakers are going to have to find a way to get on that defensive backboard. You know, Kevin, you have to rebound as a 5, a group of 5. You cannot ask now with the Lakers. Normally they have Shaq or Karl Malone to get back there and get them the 20, 22 rebounds. Now you've got to rebound as a team. Because Horace Grant at this stage of his career needs help along the boards. You look at Devin George, he's got to get to the boards. Brian Cook is not a great rebounder, so Kobe and Gary Payton have to get to the boards to help. Otherwise, this Cleveland team is going to pound them inside. 2
fouls on Medvedenko on the bench, and 2 fouls now on Brian Cook. And here's Carlos Boozer. I know he was a favorite of yours.
I love Carlos. I'd take him on my team any day. He's a winner, and he fits into this team. Double-figure points, double-figure rebounds.
Brian Boozer with a 7th-round selection out of Duke. Look at Kobe trying to maneuver inside, and a foul. I want to finish up on the Shaquille O'Neal story. You know, he had that right toe issue. The physical therapist, and this was a story in the Los Angeles Times, they were speculating that the reason he's having trouble with his calf is because he's trying to compensate, not put as much pressure on that foot. Thus, his gait is a little different because of what happened from the toe now going to the calf. And it's kind of just made this problem bigger than what it once was.
Well, you know, there was another great player at one time that had that problem, too. His name was Dizzy Dean. He was a pitcher, had a bad toe.
Yes.
And his bad toe, he started pitching differently to protect his toe, and eventually it hurt his shoulder. So it's what happens when you have an injury subconsciously. You compensate, and all of a sudden, another part starts hurting. You got a sore knee pretty soon at your back. You know, and that's just the way your body works. And that's why it's got to be a concern with Shaq with that toe.
Ilgauskas picked up his 2nd foul, and Tony Battie comes in the game. They like what he can do, rebounding and blocking shots.
And he gives them a quicker team with Boozer out on the floor. This is not a power team. Now this gives them a little more quickness.
This is Carlos Boozer, who played at Duke, and he works on Cook. And Battie couldn't get it, he did not time his jump right. Here comes Payton. Hesitation, then he slides down the lane. Rebound by Boozer, knocked away by Kobe Bryant. Nice hustle by Kobe. And a spin by Boozer, and takes it inside and comes up with a spectacular basket.
I think Kobe says, you know what? LeBron James has made some exciting moves here. I'm not going to let him forget me just quite yet here in L.A. So what a spectacular play after the steal, the spinning move on the baseline, and I think Paul Silas wants to talk about this right now. The turnovers have hurt Cleveland, or they would have about a 15-point lead, Kev.
We've had no lead changes. The Cavaliers have led the entire way here in Los Angeles.
Well, Cleveland leading by 8, off to a good start. LeBron, early couple turnovers, mishandled the ball, and it makes a nice move, but the nice defensive play there by Devin George to draw the charge. But then he really settles down. He makes a beautiful no-look pass here to Kedrick Brown off the break. Then he goes into the post. Post up Kobe, the little jump hook over his left shoulder. Kobe says, well, enough of that. I'm going to go to the basket after the nice steal. Cleveland leads by 8, but they have 5 turnovers that have given the Lakers 6 of their 13 points, Kevin.
LeBron James has 7, and he'll be stuck right there. Kobe's got 5. Those are the 2 high scores for the respective teams. Here comes Derek Fisher in the game for the first time, joining Brian Russell in with Horace Grant and Brian Cook for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's Kobe inside. Rebound by Horace Grant, 38 years of age. He can give him some quality minutes. And Brown, a 2-on-1. LeBron James feed Brown. They're knocked out of bounds, and it will be off the Cavaliers, who are out there with Brown, Boozer, James, Battie, and Eric Williams.
See, LeBron James saw this, and you can almost see him already say, if this ball comes to me, I've got Kedrick Brown over there. I think that was a little bit too unselfish of a play. I think he could have taken that ball to the basket himself.
The Lakers are shooting 24% from the field, 5 of 21. Russell, one of the top 5 three-point shooters in the NBA this year. And a rebound by Brown. The Cavaliers bring their 40% shooting to the other end of the floor. Cavaliers have missed their last 7. There's a collision inside with Russell and Williams.
Brian Russell is doing a good job for this Laker team. He was a very good pickup for them because he was so used to playing in a system in Utah, playing off Karl Malone and Stockton. He stepped right in here and done the same thing with this Laker team. He's shooting, as you talked about, 45% from 3. He's a good defender, has filled a nice role for this team. He plays off the greatness of the other players. That's when he's at his best.
Put in a good word for him here.
Well, he was in a tough situation in Washington. It just didn't fit for him, and I'm happy to see it doing well here.
James with the foul, and that is the second on LeBron, who has gone 3 of 5 with his 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. Paul Silas The longtime NBA figure has been given a real opportunity here, hasn't he? To take this kid, much like you had with Michael Jordan in Chicago.
Well, the difference is Michael Jordan played for Dean Smith and played in college and was in the Olympics and won an NCAA championship. And this young guy, what he's done is you see Kobe with a spectacular move, but I mean, he's got him at 19. He's a young man who's close to home, coming with all this hype. But I think Paul Silas is going to be a wonderful teacher for him. And I think LeBron James will be a great student.
James is out. Kevin Ollie has taken the point. No fouls to give either way. Eric Williams inside, fighting for his miss, and a foul is inside. And Eric Williams picks up his second personal foul, so he's got 2. James has 2. And Ilgauskas has 2 for Cleveland. And just 2 from Medvedenko, who started but quickly exited. And then they got 2 off the bench from Brian Cook.
Well, with LeBron James sitting down, he's going to get a lot of rest here. He's going to get the end of this quarter. He's going to get the break and into the next period. And Paul Silas told us today he's got to get his minutes back. Kevin, he's averaging 40 minutes a game. He's got to cut those back to 36 or 38.
Jason Capono is checked in for the Cavaliers. You decide which players will be all-star starters. Log on to NBA.com and cast your ballot for the 2004 NBA All-Star Game here in Los Angeles. You can watch the game on TNT exclusively February 15th. Half minute to play in the first quarter. Each of the 2 big-name players in this game, James and Kobe, with 7 points apiece, and Kobe with the rebound right there.
Well, Kedrick Brown's got off to a tough shooting start. His only field goal was the breakaway dunk.
Lakers on a little 6-0 run to close out the first quarter.
Big possession here. They're very good at this. Kobe will penetrate, and if you can't get all the way, look for him to hit one of the spot-up three-point shooters.
Away, shot clock at 2. Kobe with the deceptive move and a foul. He's done it again, boy, but he was hit right in the shoulder, and that is the same shoulder that he hurt last year in the playoffs with the dunk against the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
Well, you see Phil Jackson sitting over there right now, and he's got to be saying to himself, man, oh man, we've lost Malone, we've lost Shaquille O'Neal. We can ill afford to lose Kobe Bryant. And you know what? Kobe is not a guy that shows a lot of demonstration when he gets hit like that. So I assume he's in a lot of pain right now. Let's hope it's nothing serious. Maybe Cheryl will be able to find out for us just exactly what's going on here.
He was trying to jam in Minneapolis in the playoffs last year, hurt the shoulder, went through the playoffs, off-season shoulder surgery, and that is the same shoulder that they worked on in the offseason and that he is kind of hurt right here. To what degree, we don't know.
Well, look at this, though. I mean, you know, Kedrick Brown's a big man. This guy plays about 220 pounds. You can see him come right down on that right shoulder. Now, the interesting thing about this is Kobe has to shoot these free throws. If Kobe doesn't shoot these free throws, he can't come back in the game. And if he can't shoot them, then Cleveland picks the shooter. So Kobe will have to shoot these free throws or he's done for the night. In college, and it's the one thing I like about the NBA rule, this prevents any kind of faking. You know, you cannot all of a sudden say this guy hurts and bring a better free throw shooter in because Paul Silas would pick the shooter. In college, Kevin, the coach for the Lakers would be able to put the free throw shooter down and then be able to sub after that and the guy be able to come back in. So this is a good sign that Kobe can stay in the game and shoot these free throws.
Doug, we know that Karl Malone is on the injured list, may come off this week. We don't know if he's going to be healthy. He's got a leg issue, and Shaquille O'Neal, we talked about his calf issue. You know, this is a team right now which has struggled without these big-name players. You kind of alluded to it, but without those 2 big players, now you throw Kobe Bryant in there if he's nicked up, but obviously shooting right now. He's become concerns, obviously, for Coach Phil Jackson.
You know, there's an expression in sports where every team is a ligament tear away from mediocrity. And that's, you know, regardless of how great you are, you know, you lose your best player and you realize how vulnerable you are, and you've seen that with the Lakers here after the great start.
Kobe is in pain as he winces going to the other end of the floor. And here is Kevin Ollie trying to beat the buzzer, racing the other way. Jamal Simpson in the game. He's a rookie out of Cal, and there's Kobe again. You can see he is...
I think he wants to come out. I think he's trying to play through this quarter, but he is in a lot of pain. Well, you can see Kobe, the look on his face right now, and you're going to see Kareem Rush come into the game for him right now. This is. I hope this is nothing serious. And watch Kobe after the free throw. Does not want to move that shoulder.
He will head immediately to the locker room as that ball is knocked out of bounds, ending our first quarter. So the Cavaliers had a big lead of 11. Los Angeles closes the quarter on a 9-0 run. But all that is secondary. The concern of the Lakers and the sold-out Staples Center on Kobe Bryant and that right shoulder. We'll have an update for you when we come back. You're watching the NBA on TNT. Los Angeles is already getting ready for the All-Star game in about a month. Their Lakers trail the Cleveland Cavaliers by 2 as we start the second quarter. Cleveland led by 11. Lakers came back with a nice run to end the first quarter.
Well, you see Kobe here. He mishandled the ball. He had to pick it up. And then the pump fake, beautiful pump fake. He gets Kedrick Brown in the air, and he comes right down on that surgically repaired right shoulder. Went to the line, made the 3 free throws. And then you could see him running down the floor afterwards. He was taken out of the game at the end of the period and is back with the doctor right now. Cheryl Miller is back there, and she'll give us a report, Kevin, as soon as possible.
Kevin Ollie is with DeJuan Wagner for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Petit Capona with the ball right now, a kid that played high school ball in Los Angeles and then played at UCLA. Carlos Boozer's on that front line. Petit has it right now against Jamal Sampson. And Tony Petit gets his first.
Well, they're really looking now for DeJuan Wagner to come in and give them some offense. It's a guy who averaged 13.5 points his rookie season, missed 35 games, the last 20 with injury. They need him to play well and give them a boost off this bench.
Kareem Rush has taken the place of the injured Kobe Bryant. Here's Payton looking for Fisher out there with Sampson. Ryan Russell is there. Not a very big Los Angeles lineup whatsoever. And Derek Fisher hitting it from outside. He's been kind of a lost soul with all these new players on this Laker team this year.
Well, you know, he said it's just he's struggled a little bit. He's not used to, it's not coming off the bench as much, and his minutes are down a little bit, but he said he's adjusting and doing better. We see DeJuan Wagner with the kiss off the glass, and this guy's a little power pack here. He's quick, and he can get his own shot. Once scored 100 points in a high school game.
Here's the high school player of the year. His dad played in the NBA. Here's a good fake by Fisher on the aforementioned Wagner. Petit fighting for it. There's another rebound for Boozer, who's collected 6 rebounds already with his 5 points.
Now, if you're Cleveland, you don't want to live on the perimeter. No shot blocking in there. Drive that ball to the basket. Get to the line or get some offensive rebounds. Right there, that's where you want to go. Get that ball in the paint.
Cavaliers have lost 4 consecutive games on the road and 2 straight overall. Russell to Fisher. Lakers have lost 4 of 5. But they did win their last game against the Atlanta Hawks a couple nights ago. Turnover right there on the 3-on-1 the other way with Wagner finding Boozer on the wing and a charge on Carlos Boozer. Crashing into Fisher. That's the first on Boozer tonight.
Anybody in the league better at giving their body up like that than Derek Fisher? I mean, he turns the ball over, or excuse me, Russell turns it over. Look at him get back, stops the ball, and he gets over, gets himself planted, and takes the charge on Carlos Boozer, who's 6'9" and about 260 pounds.
Darius Miles has checked in the game.
Here's a guy whose game has regressed since a rookie. He really needs to get himself back to playing well. Shows flashes of brilliance, but has been very inconsistent. And they need him. They traded Andre Miller for him, and they need him to play well.
Gary Payton. Payton tonight has gone 1 of 6 with 4 points. And Miles, who used to play for the Clippers. And Kevin Ollie, who's played for about every team in the league. And Jason Capona, who is a rookie out of UCLA with the miss. Payton in his way.
Got to stop the basketball.
Cavaliers are shooting 38%. Wagner was wild on that shot.
See, DeJuan Wagner does not shoot a high percentage. He's a volume shooter. And so to score, he needs to get a lot of shots up at the basket. He's going to have to get a better shot selection. He's going to have to shoot at a higher percentage as a shooting guard. Again, you see he missed the 34 games of this season following his right knee surgery. Last year, he went through a knee problem, missed the last 20 games, had a very bad either kidney or bladder infection that was very serious. Missed a lot of time last year.
Miles stands on the shot. Cavaliers have led the entire way. And Cleveland from the free throw line tonight, 5 of 7. Lakers are 7 of 9. Russell is there to draw the foul for the Los Angeles Lakers. Had most of his creative years with the Utah Jazz. It's the first on Russell. Look at Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson said, you know, the team was slumping. They'd lost 4 or 5 coming in. They lost 8 of 11 at one stage. And he was saying that it was good that his team, in his mind, was going through a slump because they had a chance to kind of reorganize, renew themselves, get more focused, go back to the fundamentals, all the things that he likes to teach.
Well, you know, Phil also too can speak from that because he has the championship rings. Yes. And when you do that, you can fight through the adversity. And he loves for the teams to sort of go through this, sort of sort themselves out and find out where they are. But there's a look of consternation on his face right now with Kobe Bryant in that locker room and Malone and Shaq already being out.
We thought we would get an update, but we are still waiting as Kareem Rush out of Missouri. Missing, and a rebound by Miles, Kevin Ollie, and here's Tony Petit. If we hear anything on Kobe, we will forward that information to you. Here is DeJuan Wagner. The whistle. Inside, away from the ball. Looked like Fisher, I think, was caught. And Fisher does pick it up. Lakers have not led. They've trailed by as many as 11. Down by 3. You're watching the NBA on TNT. Here are tonight's Bud Light headlines. Matt Harpring is out for the season, which is a tough blow for the Utah Jazz. The Detroit Pistons allow 100 points for the first time this season with their new coach, Larry Brown. Kobe Bryant, by the way, has just taken the floor. Vince Carter still leads All-Star voting. That's for the entire league. The Western Conference top vote getter is Kobe Bryant. And he is 3rd overall in votes, and so they've obviously taken a look at that shoulder.
Look at the smile on Phil Jackson's face right now.
Well,
we went from that look like I've just lost my best friend to welcome back Kobe.
Medvedenko is back in the game, playing with a couple of fouls. Again, he has been starting in place of Karl Malone.
That's another bad shot.
That's a second in a row by Wagner, and here comes Fisher racing the other way, and Brian Russell for 2.
And the Lakers are now shooting 9 for 30. And are only down by 1. Cleveland is taking some bad shots now. They're down to 10 of 28. They have 7 turnovers. They've really been their own worst enemy here during this lapse with Kobe being out.
Lakers are shooting 30% from the floor. Here comes Capono on the fly. Rebound by Sampson. We're going to see Kobe here momentarily at the next dead ball.
They need to get Medvedenko going here a little bit. He's been very, very hot.
They say he is a terrific practice player, and the organization is very high on this 4-year player from Ukraine.
Well, he knows how to play, can really shoot the ball, coming off a 26-point, 11 rebound game against Atlanta.
Lakers have their first lead. Ali flying in, rebound by Sampson, quickly triggers to Fisher. Peyton pointing the other way, can't get it. Sampson inside. And they had Petit and Miles that combined on the defense. And a foul called on Petit. Cheryl Miller, what do you have?
Well, Kevin, as you and Doug indicated, it is the same shoulder that he had surgery on in the offseason. The report on it right now is that Kobe sprained his AC joint, and right now he's in a lot of pain, but he's going to try to give it a go. The x-rays came out negative, so we'll actually see how far he can play. Kevin?
All right, he is back on the floor, and no big surprise. LeBron James is standing by his side. They're both at midcourt. LeBron so far has put in 7. Kobe has put in 10. The 10 by Kobe is the high of the game.
Well, you can see when Paul Silas went to his bench and he took LeBron out of the game. He's got Darius Miles out there with Capono and Wagner. They lost their sense of purpose. They got out any kind of rhythm they had. They've got to try to get that back now. They got off to a great start. Can they get that back now? They're going to have to really settle themselves down. Let's see if they go to LeBron here.
Lakers on a 19-5 run. And Ilgauskas playing with a couple fouls, grinding into Sampson. Almost looked like a travel.
Yeah.
Foul is called on Sampson. You look at Ilgauskas, he's almost like a medical miracle. He has had 5 foot surgeries at various times over the last 4 or 5 years. They thought his career was washed up, but here he is playing. and made the All-Star game for the first time last year in the Eastern Conference.
Well, they really were very, very nervous that he was ever going to play. They signed a big contract, and but he's worked, wanted to play. And for a moment, or for a while there, the 1 year, they were monitoring his minutes, so he could only play, I think, up to about 24 minutes a night. He can give them a real presence. He knows how to score, but Kevin, he's got to give them a defensive presence. And in the fourth period, when they really need him, he's been soft defensively, and so he's going to have to prove in that area of his game. You see Kobe there had a difficult time getting his right arm up to catch.
That's the good shoulder, the good arm there. The right shoulder, shooting shoulder, is the one that is a little bit banged up. Miles had it and away from the ball. There was a shove and a foul, and it was on Capono, I believe.
See, Capono has a scorer's mentality. He grew up here. I think he was born in Long Beach State, went to high school, Long Beach, went to high school around here, played at UCLA, one of the best scorers ever at UCLA. Reminds me a lot of Don McClain, who used to play at UCLA. Terrific shooter, but he needs help out on the floor getting his shot. He can't chase his shot so much.
Gary Payton and Medvedenko. Ilgauskas trying to get a hand on it. Kobe was in there fighting away at that ball, and a foul is called, and Kobe Bryant and Sampson were in there. He's got his third now, does Sampson. Third foul.
Watch him go for this rebound. He never goes up with his right hand. Look where his right arm is. He's really playing out there with one hand, and I guarantee you, he knows the sense of urgency right now. We see him rubbing that shoulder. He knows the sense of urgency. He knows that Malone is hurt. He knows that Shaq is hurt. He knows it's a home game they need to win. And he also sees number 23 out there across from him in LeBron James, and Kobe's never been one to walk away from a competitive challenge.
Well, you know, you look at the team you talk about, is it Shaq's team, is it Kobe's team? With Shaquille O'Neal and no Kobe Bryant, since 1996-97, they're 36-8. All right, with Kobe and no Shaq, which they're going through right now, 53-46. So when they say whose team is it, they need each other, obviously, but certainly Shaq is the most indispensable part of this ball game.
Well, he's the only guy in this league that nobody has any answers for. The power, the strength, that all that he brings in that paint, nobody can match that. Now, you've got the greatness in Duncan and Kevin Garnett. They're different kind of players. Shaq brings a physical presence and intimidation that no other team in this league has.
That's a foul on the Lakers. An offensive foul that goes on Gary Payton. He was down low. That's the record we're talking about, and yet we still hear where Kobe wants to, you know, maybe test free agency once the summer rolls around. He wants his own team with his own imprint on that team.
You know what? I read some stuff. Kobe says, you know what? I've never been a free agent before. I just want to test the market. I don't blame him for that.
James. And Payton wants to run. Fisher. Kedrick Brown back in the game, has the rebound. Kobe watching James slide inside and scoop it off. Grant with the rebound. Cavaliers started this game 8 of 13 since they've gone 2 of 19, and Gary Payton is warming up. He's now got 8 points.
Kevin, if this is a running game, LA will win it. If Cleveland's going to win it, they're going to have to slow it down and get it in the half court, throw that ball in the post, and play off Ilgauskas. But right now, those running games are taking bad shots, and they're not going to their strength.
Ilgauskas with Grant defending. And Payton again. Phil Jackson has said publicly, until we get Malone back and Shaq, I don't know if I want to run as much. Grant with the miss, and then Town on a terrific bounce off the rim.
I don't think you can just grind it out, though. I think you got to pick and choose. If you can get some deflections, if you can get some rebounds, and you can run, especially against a Cleveland team that does not do a great job of getting back on defense.
Neither team has hit a three-point shot tonight, but the Lakers haven't needed the three. They've gone 23-7 over the Cleveland Cavaliers, even with an ailing Kobe Bryant. With Doug Collins and Cheryl Miller, Kevin Harlan. Little drive down Rodeo here in Los Angeles. A look at LeBron James, who in the game tonight has put in 7. Kobe Bryant has put in 9.
Well, Cleveland got off to a great start. They were in a great rhythm. They were moving the basketball. Started out 8 of 13. Since then, 2 of 20. They've gone to their bench. And when LeBron's sat down, they got discombobulated out there. They lost any kind of rhythm, and that's what Paul Silas talked about today. So I'm going to catch 22. I got to cut his minutes back. But when I do, we've got to be successful with him out of the game. So, I mean, these guys got to be able to help out here a little bit so that LeBron can rest and be strong for the fourth period.
We had one lead change and one tie. There's LeBron. Rebound by Devin George, who just checked back in the game. LeBron tonight now 3 of 8 from the field. Cavaliers have missed their last 10 shots from the floor. Medvedenko and Gary Payton. Flying in Devin George.
Those are the little things that Devin George does for you. He spots up, makes the shots, gets some little loose balls, rebounds, runs the floor. Very, very good role player, and it does a good job defensively to knock that ball away.
Fighting for the ball with Williams is Devin George. Lakers, for the first time tonight, lead in rebounding by 1.
See, Kedrick Brown turns his back, and what Devin George does is go right behind him and works against his vision and gets the easy score. And when you're struggling to shoot the ball, get some easy ones. Get a couple layups.
Working on Kedrick Brown over there on the side. Von Wagner, Boozer, Williams, Ilgauskas with the ball. LeBron takes the Cavalier 5, and Ilgauskas slides in very easily. And the Cavaliers get their first basket from the floor in almost 6.5 minutes.
Well, Horace Grant said that one of his teammates said, you got to dig back in there and help me a little bit.
Medvedenko fighting once, twice, a third time, and 3 certainly is the charm.
How about that effort by Medvedenko? Misses a runner in the lane. Looks like he's out of position, and he's the one that gets his hand. Watch, he does not give up on this play. As soon as he lets it go, goes right back to the boards. 1, 2, 3, and rewarded with a 3-point play opportunity. That's just a hustle play by Medvedenko, who's, again, you see coming off that career high 26 points, 13 field goals, which was a career high, 21 attempts, which was a career high, 11 rebounds, which tied a career high. I would say he had a good night the other night. Atlanta scored only 67 points, got beat 113 to 67. Whew.
Lakers with Peyton and Kobe Bryant in their backcourt. George, Grant, and Medvedenko on their front line. DeJuan Wagner finds himself in a straitjacket. Williams for 2 with 4 on the clock.
See, Cleveland can't make a shot. They're a very poor outside shooting team, Kevin.
Peyton got it from Bryant, who passed it with his left hand. Medvedenko locating Peyton. Comes Devin George. Horace Grant. Rebound by Wagner.
Those are wild shots that Wagner's taking. He wants to score so badly, but he's taking bad shots. And, you know, you don't want to take the green light away from a guy, but you got to make him take better shots.
Lakers have 9 turnovers. The Cavaliers have 8. There's Ilgauskas with 10 points. That is a Cavalier high. And he has tied Kobe with the game-high honors so far. What kind of defense we're seeing from Kobe with that bad shoulder?
Well, Kobe's going to chase. He's got great feet. You see that right arm, he's dangling it to his side. He's really not even using it, but he does a nice job of funneling him into a trap. But he's really protecting that right side, not getting that hand in there at all. But I give Kobe a lot of credit right now. He's out there playing, and just his presence out there is very, very important to this Laker team.
He's even good with one hand tied behind
I would think so, yes.
Ilgauskas.
Paul Silas has got to be very disappointed. This is a very winnable game for them right now with Shaq out, Malone out, with Kobe playing with one arm. I mean, they're in great position to win this game. These are the games when you're young players, when you're 2-17 on the road. You got to look at each other and you say, guys, we got to win this game. We're on a 6-game trip. We've already lost the first 2. We got to win this game here tonight.
Kobe, since coming back from that shoulder injury, has not shot as of yet. He was going with a 3 of 7 night. Horace Grant, who played for Phil Jackson in Chicago, championship there.
He shot left-handed.
Oh my gosh, a left-handed shot by Kobe Bryant.
Look at Phil.
Here's James with the left-handed pass to DeJuan Wagner. George with the rebound. The Cavaliers are shooting 29%. Lakers the other way, 31% for the game so far. Gary Payton. Ilgauskas tapped it. Taken by Williams. Here's LeBron. Throwing it into George. and a foul on Devin George. Second on him.
Kevin, this is reminiscent of John Havlicek. John Havlicek injured a shoulder in the playoffs one year with the Celtics. I think they were playing the New York Knicks. He played left-handed and still was a great player. I think that's a little out of Kobe's range with that one. Phil sort of looked over and said, what was that? A left-handed three. Kobe's playing through it. The Lakers by 8.
Just a further update on Kobe Bryant. It is a slight separation of that right surgically repaired shoulder.
That is very painful. Obviously, a dislocation would be much worse because that means it would have popped out of the joint and then gone back in. But slight separation means he sprained that joint a little bit, but that's very painful and being interesting to see how he responds with that, especially after it's been operated on. But right now, Cleveland has really gone into a funk. They can't make a free throw. Finally, LeBron James gets one to go. They're 10 of 33 from the floor, shooting 30%. The Lakers are shooting 32% in this game and winning.
He had a 19-point turnaround in this first half. Cavaliers led by 11. Lakers have led by as many as 8. Horace Grant. James with a one-handed rebound. That's his third of the night.
Oh.
Wagner feeds nicely to a twirling Bruiser. Ilgauskas trying to tap it. You can see him playing volleyball. Tallest guy usually wins it. And the 7-2 Ilgauskas does and was fouled.
When you go away from your strength, then you get yourself in trouble. And we saw Cleveland start the game out going inside, getting the ball into Boozer, getting into Ilgauskas, getting offensive rebound, getting points in the paint. Look at this. It's sort of like just playing, volleyball, tipping the ball back and forth till finally Ilgauskas gets it to go. But you got to go to your strengths. Young teams sometimes struggle with knowing where to go and to go there on a continual basis until the other team shows they can stop that.
Ilgauskas has a game-high 13 points. Kobe leads the Los Angeles Lakers with 10. Here's Payton. He's got 8. Fisher trying to burrow his way in. A foul called on the rookie, LeBron James. That was going to go on DeJuan Wagner there for a second, but it does go on James, and he now has 3 personal fouls. He's played 17 minutes tonight. LeBron is 3 of 8. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 8 points.
Great refereeing here by Dick Bavetta. He knows LeBron James has got 3 fouls, and he doesn't give the ball immediately to Devin George, knowing that Paul Silas would like to get him out of the game. That's a veteran referee move.
Well, he's officiated. Dick Bavetta has 21 NBA Finals games, a former Olympic official. Kevin Ollie is in, finds Wagner, who slides by Fisher and gets it to go. He's got 4 off the bench.
See, he's just really rusty. In fairness to him, he has not played, and he needs to play himself back into shape.
Payton is short, and Gary Payton tonight is 3 of 12 shooting from the floor. Wagner again played at Memphis for John Calipari in his only college basketball season to DeJuan Wagner.
But with Kobe out of the game right now, Gary Payton's got to score. Him and Medvedenko. Who else out there is going to be able to score for him?
Carlos. And that is a loose ball foul, and it's assessed on Ilgauskas, and now he has 3 personal fouls. He's got 3. James has 3. There's the 2 starters in foul trouble. Only 1 player for the Lakers with 3 fouls. That's the rookie Sampson.
Carlos Boozer has really struggled in his last few basketball games. Has not shot the ball well. Tonight he's 1 of 6, and he'd been playing such great basketball, and he's such a big part of what they do. He's a high percentage shooter, and they need to get him back on track. He's just a little bit out of sync right now.
Good game on NBA TV tomorrow night. The Minnesota Timberwolves will take on the New Orleans Hornets. That's a beauty. We'll be watching that one Wednesday on ESPN2. Dallas hosting Philly. Philly is playing in Orlando tonight. And this weekend on ABC, it's Minnesota and Houston. That's on Saturday. And the Celtics taking on the San Antonio Spurs on Sunday. That's on ABC. Both teams below 30% shooting in this contest tonight. Rebounding +2 for the Cavaliers. The T is in the game. Bruiser ends up with it. Wagner from outside, and finally he connects.
I guarantee he won't shoot it unless he has it in his hands.
No fouls to give either. Hey,
that guy's my hero.
Yeah, tapped in by Horace Grant. He's 38, and there are times that Horace Grant shows us what he was like as a younger player, a very good player in this league.
Well, he came here right now to be a backup, though he's playing heavy minutes. I'm sure Horace is going like, I didn't sign up for this. I'm more of a 16, 18 minute guy.
It's funny you use that line. I didn't sign up for this, because Gary Payton, while they were losing those 4 consecutive games, those 8 games in 11, Gary Payton said, you know, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for a lot of minutes, and I signed up for wins, and they weren't coming. Well, he was frustrated.
Well, he was frustrated. I think he was more frustrated in what he considered that there was no sense of urgency, like, let's get this stopped, guys. We've lost 4 in a row, and, you know, they're talking about us being a team that's going to win 70 games. We've lost 4 in a row without even the big guys. We've got to find a way to win some games. This guy's a competitor. He's been like that his entire life. And, you know, in Seattle, he'd always voice his displeasure. But early in the year, when Kobe and Shaq were at odds with each other, he and Karl Malone really held this team together. I thought they did a great job until this team really got into a nice flow.
And he'd like to push the ball, Payton would, but Phil Jackson says we're going to try to play more half court until Malone gets back in the lineup.
Well, they've gone zone now out of this to disrupt the play that Paul Silas called.
Williams with the miss. Rebound is lassoed by Grant. There are just a handful of seconds remaining in the half. Here's Derek Fisher. Aggressively takes it inside. Rebound by Boozer, who leads all rebounders with 8. That takes us to halftime. The Los Angeles Lakers with the 4th best record in the Western Conference against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have lost 4 straight games on the road and 4 of 5 overall. Los Angeles had a big lead of 8, 38-30. Cleveland finishes the second quarter with an 8-2 run. Let's go to Cheryl Miller.
I tell you, Gary, if things couldn't get worse for the Lakers, no Shaq, no Malone, possibly no Kobe, what do you guys do for the second half?
Well, sure, we just got to suck it up. I mean, we just got to play. We've been going through it all year. We got to go through it a little bit more. Hopefully he can come back. As you see, he couldn't come back. He couldn't move his shoulder. We don't want to hurt him no more. Now this is the time the guys to just suck it up.
You know, in the second half, if he does not play, that means that your role is going to have to expand. How much more aggressive do you have to become?
Well, I got to be more aggressive. I got to make things happen. I got to get everybody involved. I can't just think about just going on one-on-one for myself. I got to go and try to get everybody involved. First of all, we got to get rebounds. If we get rebounds, we'll be fine.
Thanks for your time. Let's send it back to you, Kevin. Doug?
That's the former Defensive Player of the Year in the 1996 season, the 6th all-time player in assists, 6th all-time in steals. Someday he will be in Springfield in the Hall of Fame. All right, at halftime, the Los Angeles Lakers on top by 2 over the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James. With that in mind, let's send you to our studios in Ernie Johnson. On the marquee outside the Staples Center tonight, it was Kobe against LeBron. Well, Kobe Bryant has an injury which we'll talk about in a second. LeBron James has gone 3 of 8. He's got 8 points and 3 assists. His team is shooting 29% from the field. Kobe is 3 of 8 and 10 points. With great plays like this, he looked like he was going to start doing something big. And then on this fake, he got whacked and partially separated his shoulder. He hit the free throw, but you can see going back on defense, Doug, he was in pain.
Yeah, this is a major concern. It's a surgically repaired shoulder leaving the court. We actually saw him in the second period actually take a left-handed jump shot. He is coming back. It'll be interesting to see if he tries to play here in this second half. Looks like Kareem Rush is going to start, but you can see Kobe right now playing really one-handed, passing the ball with one hand, rebounding with one, and then shoots the left-hander. I think this is when Phil Jackson decided maybe he's had enough for tonight. And we'll go to Cheryl Miller here. We'll see what's up with Kobe.
Thanks a lot, Kevin and Doug. And Doug, as you mentioned, the first half we saw Kobe dragging that right arm, so it's really no surprise that he will not play in the second half. He will remain back here in the locker room and receive treatment. Right now, he is scheduled tomorrow for an MRI.
Well, Kobe's injury came with 6 seconds left in the first quarter, played 5 minutes in the second, took 1 shot as a left-handed shooter, and that's it for the night for him.
Well, you look at Cleveland, they're Ilgauskas and LeBron James 8 of 17. The rest of the team 6 for 31. I mean, they have got to pick up their level of offense.
Kevin Ollie is now playing the point guard. LeBron James was playing the off guard. The Los Angeles Lakers will put Rush in place of Kobe Bryant, Devin George, Medvedenko, Grant, Gary Payton, the other players out there for the Los Angeles Lakers. As Rush hits, he was a first-round pick out of Missouri last year, his first two. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I told you about James and Ollie. They've also got Williams, Ilgauskas with the ball right now, and Carlos Boozer. That sets up the lineup beginning the second half, and a three by James. His first three-point shot tonight, no good.
Well, interesting, Kevin Ollie starting the second half in place of Kedrick Brown. So now LeBron is playing as a two-guard rather than the point guard. Evan George with a great drive, and Cleveland come out very sluggish here now to start this third period as the Lakers have pushed this lead to 6, Kevin. I mean, Cleveland have got to find a way to win this game. If you're Cleveland, no Kobe, no Shaq, no Karl Malone, you say, guys, we got to challenge ourselves.
Here comes James on the fly. I'm looking on the Cleveland bench. I don't even see Kedrick Brown on their bench. And he was injured late in that first half, but the severity of which we weren't told. So we're going to send Cheryl over to check out that developing story for the Cavaliers. Medvedenko, good pass to Grant. Ilgauskas with the rebound. He's now got 7. Boozer's got 9 rebounds to lead all rebounders. And James with the miss. Here comes Payton the other way. Cavaliers have led by as many as 11. Rush, his second consecutive basket, and the Lakers up by 6. LA is led by as many as 8 points tonight.
I still think with the power game right now, if you're the Lakers, you want to push tempo. I know Phil has talked about maybe not running as much, but against this Cleveland team, you don't want to let those big guys back into the paint. The Lakers have been in their best when they're running. Gotten off to a 6-point lead here, and Paul Silas is going to talk about this. He cannot be happy with the start of this period.
You can only imagine what Gary Payton is going through right now. He said he didn't sign up for this. No Kobe, no Shaq, no Karl Malone. And all of his guys are gone.
Well, this is when he's got to take that ball, and he's got to create, like he talked about at halftime to Cheryl. Know when to pick and choose his spots offensively, know when to get his teammates involved, and play the good, tough defense. And like he said, we just got to play through this period of time.
Lakers had their lowest scoring first half of the season, and a foul on Eric Williams as Medvedenko is trying to ply his way down court. That is the third on Eric Williams.
The turnovers have really plagued Cleveland, not only tonight, but really during the season, especially in the half court, and then it's magnified in the fourth period when the game gets tough, and this is an area they're really going to have to grow in.
Got 11 of them tonight. Here's Forrest Grant. 48-40, the Lakers have equaled their biggest lead tonight. Wow, there's a Gary Payton sandwich, and that's the reaction.
You know, Kevin. One of the toughest things to do as a coach in sports is to break the culture of losing. And this Cleveland team has young players, and Paul Silas is a champion, and you cannot allow age to be an excuse to lose. And they have got to find a way to be a better basketball team. Ilgauskas with a nice turnaround, but breaking the culture of losing, you almost get to a situation where you think you're supposed to lose. And you got to get together, and you got to say, this got to stop.
Ilgauskas with a game high of 15 and 7 rebounds, and Payton going out of the hold of Ollie. Devin George has been scoring better inside tonight than his normal outside.
Well, he will play off the double teams and shoot the open shots when you have Kobe and Shaq and Karl Malone out there. He'll slash and cut more and get to the boards more when they're not.
LeBron James, who now is 5 of 13, 12 points, 4 assists.
See, Paul Silas last year had a point guard, Baron Davis, that made the game easy for everybody. They would push the ball, they would run or whatever. Right now, he does not have that component, and it really makes it difficult.
I'm Jim Baxton, the GM. I'm looking all over God's green earth for a point guard to free him up. Kevin Ollie getting a steal inside.
Well, Kevin Ollie is a good backup point guard, and that's what they signed him to do. You see Eric Williams unload on the 3. See, I just don't think that's a good shot. Eric Williams is not a good three-point shooter on the season. He's shooting, 8 for 26 now. I just think at this point in time, you don't need that quick 3, Kev.
Neither team has made a three-point shot, a combined 0 of 8. These two ball clubs. Medvedenko finds Payton. He draws the quick double. Deflected, and there's the hustle of Akron born and raised LeBron James. Williams for three. That is the game's first three-point hit.
Now see, the corner shot is a shorter three. That's 22 feet. The other's 23.9. Got his feet set, and that's a much better shot for him than the one the previous time down the floor. That was in an open court situation.
The Los Angeles Lakers shooting 34% from the floor. Here's Medvedenko. Rebound by James. Now the rebounding is even at 38. Ali at the other end with a great laser feed from LeBron.
This LeBron James has got an unbelievable feel for the game. The play he made to get the ball was terrific. Just the hands that he had, and watch him take this ball behind his back. And this kid weighs about 240 pounds. The little flip pass to Kevin Ali, and he loves to pass the ball. I mean, this is a young guy. I mean, not to throw kudos at Magic Johnson, but I always felt the one thing Magic did was he was able to pick and choose his scoring and passing the ball, and I always felt like Magic loved to pass the ball more than he did to score. And LeBron James, I think, has a lot of that kind of capabilities of passing.
As does Gary Payton. Rush couldn't hit it. When you read the comments of LeBron as we're getting ready for a broadcast tonight and go back 10 days and scour everything he has said, I don't recall reading over 100 different quotes and saying anything about me, my numbers. It's all about making the team better. Hopefully I can contribute in that line of thought.
You know, I talked to him today. I said, you know what? The game for you has always been where you've been the best player out there, and now you're going to start going through some constructive criticism from your coach and all. And then he talked about how he dealt with that. He said, you know what? When you initially hear it, you know, you don't like to be criticized, but you realize that you need to if you're going to grow. He wants to be coached. He wants to be taught. And Paul Silas, when I talked to him today, loves being around this young man. He said he never points a finger at someone else, always assumes a responsibility.
Ilgauskas is now out with 4 fouls. They brought in Tony Battie. Shot by Kevin Ali won't go. Here comes Payton against Ali. Gary knocked away nicely by LeBron James.
How about that play?
And he's at the other end. With the feed to Ali, who comes swinging off, and Boozer connects. And the Cavaliers shooting 34%. 7 for Boozer with 9 rebounds. And Cleveland has come back from 8 down to tie Phil Jackson's Lakers.
How much more smooth are they out there on the floor right now with Ali playing out there with LeBron James?
LeBron didn't have to bring that ball down court. He just put out the ball so well. Payton driving. Williams the rebound. LeBron by Medvedenko leads a 3-on-3 in traffic. No, travel.
I think he traveled 3 times on that play before Benny Adams got the last one.
Well, third time I can't overlook that, right?
Looked like a ballet dancer in the open court. So again, you don't realize how big he is. Look at him, hops here. It's like he hops there.
And finally they did it.
Tell you what, he is so strong. Great feet.
Cleveland had an early lead of 11 points in this game. They trailed by as many as 8.
All right, now you're Paul Silas, Kevin. You're looking up at the score. You say, I got to make sure that LeBron is fresh for the 4th period. The game is close. We've struggled in the 4th period. When do I rest him? If I do rest him like I did in the first half, we lose our composure. That's, as a coach, what you sit over there and wrestle with those kind. You're thinking ahead. You're not thinking behind. You're thinking ahead.
23 minutes is what LeBron has played so far. Rush across the lane. And Captain, I think Grant may have gotten a hand in it. Well, Doug, what you're leading to then, of course, is game management. And young teams sometimes struggle with this game management, how you pace yourself, how you conserve energy, maintain composure, don't overextend, you know, late game strategy. All these things figuring into what Paul Silas is trying to implement with this young ball.
Nice pass there by LeBron James. And see, that's where Eric Williams at his best, slashing and cutting to the basket. I know he got into a thing there in Boston where he shot a lot of 3-point shots, but that's the Eric Williams I know right there, slashing and cutting, getting to the free throw line. But what you talked about is growth. It's the understanding of time, score, possession. What's a good shot? Who's out on the floor? What do we need at this particular point in time? That comes with experience.
3 fouls on Grant. Medvedenko finds rush taking place of the injured Kobe Bryant, a slightly separated right shooting shoulder. Medvedenko on Batii, who climbed into his face, and you admire the effort, but he is tagged with the foul. That'll be the second on him.
Paul Silas likes this lineup. He likes Eric Batii and Boozer together because he feels like that Boozer really plays well with Batii because of Batii's quickness. You got Eric Williams out there who can help him on the boards, and now Kevin Ollie can sort of initiate the offense, and it frees up LeBron not to have to use so much energy coming down the floor and getting pressured. And we'll show you, come fourth quarter, the numbers on LeBron James, and you'll see what he struggled with, a little fatigue in the last 5 games.
Which was what Phil Jackson was thinking when he brought Gary Payton in for the Lakers to do the same thing for Kobe.
Absolutely right. So then he can be there to finish the game.
Here comes LeBron. He's got 12. T grabs the loose ball in the first 24 for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are the second biggest road draw in the NBA behind the team we're playing tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers. Boozer doubled. Shot clock at 7. How did Ollie get that pass to Batii? And now Williams trying to make what looks like a broken play into a successful one.
Well, the energy level has picked up. Cleveland was in a fog coming out the third quarter. Paul Silas took a great timeout. The energy level has picked up. The ball is going into the basket, and you can just see they feel like they can win the game now.
Williams has 9, and 8 of those 9 have come in this third quarter for Eric Williams for the Cleveland Cavaliers, the ex-Celtic, part of that big trade with Boston a couple weeks back. Payton lost it as he went inside. There was a lot of crimson-colored jerseys around him, and here comes Ollie. And LeBron, who tonight is 5 of 14 shooting. That was a whistle before that shot was deployed.
It's an off-the-ball foul on Horace Grant. He and Tony Batii got locked up on the weak side. Dick Bavetta spotted the foul.
Well, LeBron with the 12 and 7. Kobe left with the slightly separated shoulder. That is a right shoulder as we take a look at our Dodge game summary. And that is the same shoulder, by the way, that he had operated on during the offseason, and the field goal shooting is poor by both ball clubs.
Well, Jamal Sampson in the game now for Horace Grant. So look at that front line. Sampson, Medvedenko, and Devin George. Not what the Lakers thought they'd be playing with at this particular point in time.
Nine seconds on the shot clock. Game's leading scorer, Ilgauskas for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's on the bench. Lakers only have 2 in double figures. Kobe Bryant had that in the first half. And Devin George has 10 for Los Angeles. The Dancing James, Kevin Ollie, and Eric Williams.
Wasn't that a song by ABBA, The Dancing James?
A very good one, yes. Even a musical. Nice rejection by Batii. James down court. There we go, and a foul. That is on Rush. Gets up his first.
See, this is another area of his game I think will pick up when he plays more off the ball and he catches the ball in the scoring territory. He'll get to the free throw line more. Kevin, I was looking at his numbers today. He's taken 175 free throws going into tonight's game, 119 three-point attempts. I think right now he gets caught on the perimeter a little bit, but the more he catches that ball in the scoring territory, he'll be able to attack sooner and get fouls rather than have to beat so many people off the dribble.
Seems too like Doug, he's better without Ricky Davis, who was part of that trade with the Celtics.
Well, there's no question. I mean, Ricky Davis is a talented player, but that just didn't fit. And you can see this is LeBron James's team now. Make no bones about it. He feels very comfortable. His scoring has gone up since the trade. They're 5 and 7 after a 6 and 18 start. So they're a better team right now.
Carlos Boozer to Eric Williams. Under 3 to play in the third. Good pass and Ollie. With a whistle and a Laker foul. This is on Medvedenko for the 3rd time.
See, normally you would see Shaq back there, and so when you cut in there to make this play, Shaq would reject that out there. Medvedenko gets the foul. So if you want to see a big difference in the defense, that's just a subtle little piece right there.
Timeout.
doesn't point fingers. He doesn't make excuses. And that's what I love about him. And that's the reason I think he has a chance to be great, because he accepts criticism, and he'll always try to go out and do better. He understands that, you know, he's going to make mistakes. He stands around a little bit too much on defense sometimes. He doesn't rebound enough. And all of these things will come. But, you know, people don't understand that he's 19 years old, that he has so much to learn. He has so far to go.
Far to go, but he is dazzling in what he has shown so far. He has, I think, lived up to the hype.
Oh, I didn't think going into this season that he would be able to anywhere near play at the level that he's playing right now. And he got off to the great start in Sacramento, at 25 points in the opener, at his first 6 shots. But you look at the minutes played, the points, the assists. I mean, you know, if he's got a long way to go, I like his start. I like where his starting point is.
Yeah. Derek Fisher has now checked in for the Los Angeles Lakers, as has Brian Russell, Medvedenko, Sampson, and Rush. Holly, Boozer, along with James, Williams, and Battie, the Cleveland 5. The game-high 15 Ilgauskas, but 4 fouls, keeping him on the bench as we close out the third quarter. 19-6 Cleveland run after they trailed by 8. They're now on top by 5. They've led earlier in the game by as many as 11 points. Shot clock at 3. Rush from Kansas City, played at MU, down to the rack.
And LeBron relaxed just enough there. That shot clock was against Kareem Rush. That's where you've got to dig in and force him to take a tough shot and let him get all the way to the front of the rim.
Rush has 8, and all have been quiet here in the third quarter. Here is Boozer, getting in double figures, and with that basket has now 9 points and 9 rebounds. He's had 12 double-doubles this season.
6 in a row. Last Cleveland Cavalier player to do that since Andre Miller. So Carlos having quite a year.
And Tyrone Hill at his position back in the 94-95 season.
Right.
Medvedenko. They're working down that shot clock. Battie with the rebound. So we got a glimpse of the Kobe-LeBron matchup for a quarter at least tonight, Doug. It was fun what we saw.
Absolutely, and you know, we just got to hope that Kobe's not going to be seriously injured. I mean, we need our stars playing in this league. That's what drives this league, is Boozer spots up and looks for the shot. You know, the Lakers right now suffering with the injuries, but you've seen all the teams go through it. Maybe not quite as dramatically, but injuries are a part of it.
Here's Brian Russell, who played in Washington for Doug Collins, and puts up a 3. Like we said before, he's in the top 5 right now in 3-point shooting in the NBA. Kobe is out of the game. Cheryl, we have not seen in the second half. What more do you have to add to the story?
Well, Kedrick Brown, who didn't, like you said, didn't start the third quarter, is still in the locker room being worked on by the training staff. He has a quad contusion, and they're not sure he will return for the fourth quarter.
And that was the guy, thank you, Cheryl, that was the guy that Kobe rammed into. So both players out with that one hit on Kobe's deceptive fake. Brown was injured and Kobe is out, so both are gone. James.
Now remember, when he came into the league, the one thing he couldn't do was make jump shots. Well, all of a sudden he's starting to make that jumper. He's shooting 76% from the free throw line, so starting to do a much better job. And you know what? When you get so many repetitions in practice, you can get to be a much better shooter.
Wagner is in and trying to defend Fisher, but unsuccessful doing it. And Fisher has 4 points in 14 minutes. No fouls to give either way in the final 23 seconds of this third quarter.
About a 7-second differential, so the Lakers will get the last possession.
Rushes on James and knocks it away and makes the steal. And the turnovers now 13 for Cleveland and 12 for Los Angeles. Fisher. Russell for 3. Medvedenko. There's a good effort by Medvedenko, and the rebound by Battie. Rebounding has been basically the same most of the last couple of quarters. Cavaliers had a big advantage after 1. LA led by 1, 56-55, with about 5 left in the third quarter. Cleveland goes on a 10-4 run to close the third.
Well, it's going to be winning time now. This is where Cleveland has struggled. We'll see if they have enough tonight to be able to finish this off. LeBron James will be the man in the middle for Cleveland, and Phil Jackson's looking for the answers for the Lakers.
At the sold-out Staples Center tonight, LeBron James is in town, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, who trailed by 8, now lead by 5 as we head to the fourth quarter. With Doug Collins and Cheryl Miller, this is Kevin Harlan.
Well, Kevin, this is what I was talking about with the Cavaliers. In the last 5 games, look at their fourth quarter shooting against Indiana at 44%, with New Jersey 35%. In their win against New York, they shoot 50%. But look at Toronto and Boston, 23 and 21. And LeBron James has been a little bit tired at the end of the games, and he has not been able to put the numbers up. During that period of time, he has shot 8 of 26 in the fourth period for 31%. They're going to need him to take this team home tonight. They're 2-17 on the road. This would be a big win.
Absolutely. In fact, 34% shooting as a team for the Cavaliers in those 5 fourth quarters that have just gone by. Darius Miles is now in for Cleveland with Petit, Capono, James with the ball, and DeJuan Wagner. Young, explosive lineup. Wagner rockets down the lane for 2.
That was a nice, aggressive power move. Got all the way to the rim. He's now 4 of 10 in the field.
Medvedenko, Fisher, Payton, Cook, Brian Cook, the rookie from Illinois, and Brian Russell, 5 for Los Angeles.
You know, I think when you look at Paul Silas there, and as he's trying to groom DeJuan Wagner, he wants him to be a guy who can score off the bench. So that fine line with, you know, monitoring his shots, but just making sure he gets good ones. You don't want to take away his aggressiveness, but at the same time, you want to make sure that he's taking good shots.
Miles picked up that foul. That was the first on him. Brian Cook. He's got 5. Takes Cook off the bench. We don't know when Shaq is coming back from a sprained calf. That is a foul. It's on the Cleveland Cavaliers. It goes on Tony Petit. But they will start practicing soon. And Karl Malone has been out since the last couple weeks of December. They really need him now.
Well, you know, they got that big game Friday against Sacramento, and I'm sure all eyes have been pointing to that game. But the Lakers have to look at the bigger picture. They cannot force anybody back or get them back too soon. You know, they got to think about May and June. That's when they want to be fresh.
It's a Payton shot, which is off. And Petit snares the rebound. Cavaliers by 5, 10.5 to play. The Los Angeles Lakers 0 of 6 shooting 3-point shots tonight.
Gary Payton now 3 of 17 from the floor, so he's having a tough shooting night to go with all the injuries.
James 6 of 15 shooting. Russell, one time a pretty good defender in the league. A little bit off there. Fisher the rebound. Oh, that's off. Turnover.
Derek Fisher tried to throw the ball to Gary Payton. He had his back turned. LeBron fell on that last play as he was fading back. It looked like he slipped on something as he stepped back. A lot of times people spill their drinks over there where they're sitting, or a magazine or something, and that's how you can get injured.
James missing there.
I don't think he could fall in love with that jump shot. The Lakers will live with that. He's got to attack that rim. There's no shot blockers in there right now for LA.
Medvedenko. The Los Angeles Lakers, Doug, are shooting 33% for the game.
I'd like to see LeBron get something go to the basket right now. He's tried 2 tough jump shots, and he's got the glove on him, and now a turnover. So this is now you put him on top of the floor to run the team. But there is LeBron. He steps on the magazine. I remember when Lucius Allen was playing for Kansas City, stepped on a towel underneath the basket and tore cartilage in his knee warming up before a game sometimes. That can be very dangerous.
Gary Payton tonight is 3 of 17 shooting. Russell against Capono. Payton. Medvedenko. Knocked away by Petit. And Medvedenko comes up with 2 more. He is 4 of 13 tonight, and he leads the Lakers with 11 points. Timeout.
I love the relentless approach of Medvedenko. Gets a shot blocked. He doesn't get discouraged. Kevin, we saw him make 4 efforts on a play in the first half when he finally got a 3-point play. But right now, the woes of Cleveland continue with their half-court execution in the fourth.
Welcome back to Los Angeles, where everyone is gearing up for All-Star Weekend, and the only place that you can catch the action will be right here on TNT. And to promote the event, Billboards are all over town, and another promotion is most local pizza places will be carrying the TNT logo on their boxes. 125,000 boxes have been printed. And Kevin, I noticed that your table is bare, and Lord, oh, let the truth be told. Come on,
yeah,
Big
come
Daddy.
on,
Hold
bring it on over. You know, that's
Cheryl. Cheryl,
that's
you
some
just-
good pizza.
You just killed my partner. He's so famished over here right now. You just killed him.
why wouldn't you share some of that? Where's the teamwork?
Kevin, as many times as you've been to In-N-Out Burger,
We're going to In-N-Out after the game.
Sister never got a burger here.
And
Sister
you're not
never
getting
got a
it, let me tell
burger.
you. And you're not getting any In-N-Out burger.
You know
either.
what? It's good to see Cheryl feeling well once again. She was sick in Minnesota.
I
Good
know.
to see you eat that pizza, girl.
Now bring the rest over here right now. All right, 9 to play. The Cavaliers are shooting 36%, and that is a 3 by Long Beach-born and Los Angeles-raised Jason Capono, a rookie from UCLA with 3 points tonight.
Well, you got to crowd him and make him put the ball on the floor. That's what Phil Jackson just said to Brian Russell. Get up on him, make him dribble.
Here's Gary Payton, who's really struggled. 3 of 17, 3 of 18, and Ilgauskas back in with the 4 fouls. He leads the Cavaliers in rebounding, 15 points and 8 rebounds. They get now 9 rebounds for Ilgauskas tonight. Kevin Ollie back in the game.
And the resting LeBron James, which I think is a good move by Paul Silas. He turned the ball over once. He had missed 2 jump shots, and Ollie has been very solid for them. Makes a good little rest here for LeBron. Maybe bring him back in at the 6-minute mark or so and let him try to finish this game off. But took 2 tough shots and had a turnover to start the period. And I like this reinsertion of Kevin Ollie. I thought he did a nice job in the 3rd period.
What a good hit, some nails clippers. I think every time we've shut him down, he's been biting those nails.
That's called nerves, Coach. That's called nervous energy.
He's played big games before. Here comes Fisher and Payton and Grant. Shot clock is down to 6 with Fisher knocking in a 3-point shot, and that is the first in 7 tries to go in for the Lakers tonight.
A great look that time by Horace Grant. Just had the patience to find the open man.
Cavaliers have 2 threes tonight. One by Capono moments ago. Ilgauskas. Rebound by Fisher.
Now, Horace Grant did a nice job making him fade away on that jumper, keep him out of the paint.
Fisher inside. Rebound by the Cavaliers with Ollie finding Capono, launching another 3. Petit with the rebound. Dewan Wagner for 3.
And he doubt that one was going up. Got a good look at it, just to not been able to knock it down.
Wagner has played 15 minutes. He's taken 11 shots. That's a lot.
My kind of guy right there. Can't go in if you don't get it up there.
Russell and Grant with a little game on the side. The coverage by Capono and Cook over Petit.
I'm really impressed with him. He missed a lot of time with injury, but he had that thumb injury and surgery and was out for a while. But I like him. He's got a nice shot and got some size on him. He's got a chance to be a real good player. And we haven't even seen Luke Walton yet tonight.
Cook has some pretty good basketball lines. Ilgauskas. Now he has a Cavalier high 17. James has 16. The 11 points of Medvedenko leads Los Angeles. Lakers only have 3 in double figures. Kobe is out. Slightly separated right shooting shoulder. A more full examination to take place tomorrow. Pick up a foul there.
Well, Carlos Boozer will be coming back into the game to finish this game off. Carlos with 9 and 9, very close to a double-double, and Tony Petit will sit down. He did a nice job. He brought in some nice energy, made some nice hustle plays for Cleveland tonight.
Cavaliers have led by as many as 11. They've trailed by as many as 8. Cleveland up by 1 right now, halfway through the 4th, 72-71 on TNT. It's only a couple months into his young season, but LeBron James opening night had 25 points. First game against Carmelo Anthony and the Nuggets, he had 7 points in that game. In mid-December, a career-high 37 points against the Boston Celtics. Then with Michael Jordan watching in late December, 32 points, including the last 14. Then on Christmas Day against the Magic and T-Mac, LeBron had 34 points in the game.
Well, the question is going to be is when will Paul Silas bring him back into the game? I'm sure he wants him as fresh as possible. A little over 6 minutes to go, and once again, a big game. Peyton shooting 3 for 18. Let's see if he can find his shooting touch at the end of the night.
And here is Peyton. We have the defense of Ilgauskas on him, and as you speak, he answers.
He's going to keep shooting. He's a pro. He's an all-star. He believes in his ability, and he doesn't look at 4 for 19 right now. What he looks at is he made his last shot.
Yeah, the last time he made a shot was deep in the second quarter with about 6 minutes remaining. Here is Capone finding a double. Boozer, they rotate to Kevin Ollie, knocked away by George. And here comes Fisher to the trailing Gary Payton. Can he make it 2 straight? George with a good offensive rebound and hemmed in and suddenly gets free, and it's a fresh shot clock for the Lakers, who lead 73-72. LeBron will check in momentarily. Derek Fisher with the rebound by Boozer. We have 1 double-double in this game already, and it's by Devin George, 10 points and 10 rebounds.
Got to go back inside to Ilgauskas. Now, right now, with this lineup on the floor,
Wagner left open, and they're letting him shoot now, and Wagner for the game has come off the bench and gone 4 of 12. Fisher, nice little move. Got the couple to get inside.
DeJuan Wagner is trying so hard. He's putting so much pressure on himself to make every shot. He knows right now his minutes are going to be a little limited. LeBron James back in to finish the game, as is Eric Williams, with Kevin Ollie, Boozer, and Ilgauskas on the floor. And you see the Cavaliers offense tonight. James and Ilgauskas 13 of 29. The rest of the team 14 of 29.
Lakers with Cook.
14 of 49, I should say.
That's something. Lakers with Cook and Fisher at the line, and Grant, and they got Devin George and Gary Payton.
See, one of the things that Cleveland really misses at the end of the game is when you throw that ball in the post and you get double teams, they don't have a good three-point shooter. It's very difficult for them to space the floor, so the Lakers will really pack it in. We talked to Derek Fisher before the game. He said, we want to pack that in and make them shoot long jumpers.
We have J.R. Bremer, a guy who signed as a free agent, and he was a starter last year for the Celtics, but he has not seen a second tonight. Cook with some nice defense. Lakers have numbers. Fisher leads it the other way. Cook. Well, you're right, John. This kid, who is a rookie, and his dad was an NBA player, Norm Cook, who also played college ball in Kansas, has been terrific. He is 8 for the game and 6 for the fourth quarter.
You see, again, Cleveland has their inability to execute their offense. As the Lakers have turned up the defense, they have gotten bad shots and turned it over here. Kevin, this is why they lose on the road.
Ilgauskas trying to grind his way. You're right. Another turnover. 17 for the Cavaliers as they find Payton wending his way the other way, and a foul. Kevin Ollie was defending. Kevin Ollie is tagged with his second foul of the game.
Well, Brian Cook really in a nice rhythm, great confidence in his own shot, and his teammates have confidence in him. They find him when he's got the open look, give it up, and LA on 11-2 run right now. Again, Cleveland just cannot find a way to get a shot. You can see in the fourth quarter they're shooting 27%, and they have at least 4 turnovers.
Over the last 5 fourth quarters, Cleveland 34%. Cook again. See a rookie playing for Phil Jackson is very rare. That's by necessity.
Yeah, absolutely. You would not see him out there right now if they had the stars, but you know what? This is the way you grow up.
Boozer. George, his 11th rebound tonight, and that leads all rebounders in the game.
Well, it's got to be so frustrating for Paul Silas to get a team this close, and they just don't know how to finish the game right now. This is why they lost so many games last year. They were in so many, they just couldn't finish them off. And
this is Gary Payton. James was defending. Boozer comes up with his 10th rebound. Cleveland has not hit from the field in 3 minutes. And Ollie is fouled as he took it inside, and Devin George was among many Lakers defending.
Still plenty of time. You know, 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Kevin Ollie shooting 2. Probably going to be down here 3 points. A lot of time, but you've got to maintain your composure. Get some defensive stops and come down and get good shots. Cleveland is not getting good shots.
Free throw shooting basically the same tonight. 16 of 20 for the Lakers. And now the Cavaliers are 17 of 24. Hey, Doug, you could win a trip for 2 to the NBA All-Star game coming up here in Los Angeles in about a month. Enter the Southwest Airlines NBA All-Star Be a Star sweepstakes at Southwest.com. or NBA.com.
Interesting substitution here. Phil Jackson takes out Derek Fisher and Brian Cook and comes in with Kareem Rush and Medvedenko. So feels very good about Medvedenko coming in the game right now. I'm a little surprised that Derek Fisher is out of the game right now. He's playing very well.
I think he's a little bit surprised too. He has found himself in, like we said before, kind of a no man's land with Grant. He lost 10 by an uncovered high-flying Devin George.
Got to block out. Those are the little things that beat you. That Devin George just went to the board, and LeBron James didn't get his body on it.
12 rebounds by Devin George, ties a career high. Here is Eric Williams, guarded by the aforementioned George. Shot clock is at 4 for Ollie. George is on him.
Good shot they get.
Not what they want to break.
So that's just the Lakers have cranked up the pressure, and Cleveland has just wilted on the offensive end.
Here's Payton, 4 of 21 shooting tonight. Kareem Rush.
I guess that's why Phil Jackson has Kareem Rush in the game. Nice little floater. Lakers now by 7. Cleveland just shaking their head as they go to the bench. They take a 5-point lead at the end of the quarter into now a 7-point deficit. Devin George again, no block out, a free run to the basket. And the Lakers are making the hustle play, and obviously right now they're just playing a little tougher.
Cleveland Cavaliers had a big fourth quarter lead of 7, 67-60. With 11.5 minutes left, you see what's happened here in the fourth quarter. Los Angeles on a 21-7 run over the last 9 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, you know, they're 3 for 13. They have 4 turnovers, and you know, you look at it, Gary Payton's 4 of 20 tonight. No Kobe, no Shaq, no Malone. I mean, this is a game that Cleveland's going to kick themselves if they end up losing. I mean, this is a game you look back on the schedule and say, look, we got a 7-point lead in the fourth quarter. We've got to win this game. And Paul Silas, they got to go to Seattle tomorrow night. They got 2 more games on the trip after that. It's a 6-game road swing all told. And it's a game you got to try to find a way to win.
LeBron James tonight, 16 points, 7 assists, and 6 turnovers, but he is scoreless, 0 of 2 in this fourth quarter. Ilgauskas with the miss. Boozer puts it up and in. He now has a double-double.
Still plenty of time. If Carlos Boozer makes his free throws, it's a 4-point game, minute 47 to go. Nice offensive rebound here by Boozer, and he now has another double-double. But, you know, you just, you know, look at the score, Kevin. It's 147. You can't panic. You got to get a stop down here, and you got to come down there and get a good shot. And I think what happens with Cleveland is they get themselves out of rhythm, and they lose track of really how much time is left, and then they play sort of in a panic.
Typical of young teams.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you know, this is where you got to grow. And as I said before, this is a fine line for Paul Silas. This guy's a champion. He's trying to break this guy's habits of losing these kind of games. I mean, at some point in time, you got to find a way to stop losing these games.
Horace Grant has just fouled out of the game, and Brian Cook, the rookie, has just taken his place. And Boozer tries to complete the 3-point play and does, with his 12 points and 12 rebounds in the absence of Shaq. Grant tonight, 34 minutes, 6 points and 9 rebounds. Gary Payton, 4 of 21 with 4 assists. Ollie slips and Payton is through the fire.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's, you know, he's 4 for 21, but, you know, he doesn't think about that. He thinks I can get in there and I can get myself and get a shot over the top of Kevin Ollie. That's a big hoop.
9-time All-Star. That's the way you're supposed to think.
I don't think LeBron James has scored a point here in the fourth period.
Nope. 0. 0 of 2. And a 3 here. Payton with the rebound.
This is the growth of a great young talent. You have to go through these games, get the film out, evaluate, and find out how you can continue to get better.
Here comes Kevin Ollie watching the wheeling Payton take it in. Ollie has the foul, and that will be the 3rd on him. The NBA on TNT returns Monday, January 19th, 7 o'clock Eastern. Rockets will take on the Memphis Grizzlies. Hubie Brown will be on our air. That's an exciting young Memphis team. Congratulations to Hubie for the success they've had. And the Utah Jazz will battle the Golden State Warriors on Martin Luther King Day.
Think about all the things Utah's going through. You know, Bobby Sloan and Jerry and the family. Now they lose Matt Harpring for the season. And you know what? Jerry will find a way to still make that team competitive and win basketball games.
Tough night for the Cavaliers and their young star LeBron James. The Lakers with a little bit too much. Timeout. We're back in Los Angeles with Doug Collins and Cheryl Miller, Kevin Harlan. Only 4 of 16 shooting for the Cavaliers, Doug, in the fourth quarter so far. And you've been talking about this fourth quarter and what it's done to the Cavaliers all night long.
Well, and it's been their problem all season long. When you look at their numbers, especially the last 5 games, the one game they won, they shot 50% against New York and won the game. Other than that, they were in the 20 percentile in 2 of the games, in the 30% another. Tonight, LeBron has struggled once again in the fourth period when teams really crank it down. He was 8 for 26 in the last 5 games. Tonight, 0 for 3 with a turnover. And you know, again, this is the growth of a young, great talent. And he will get better and he will learn from this, but this is a very frustrating time for Paul Silas to go through this with his team.
Well, you started talking about what this fourth quarter would mean back in the first quarter tonight. And everything you said then is coming to fruition now. Here's Ilgauskas across the lane, showing some nimbleness. And now he has 19 points.
Derek Fisher back in the game, another ball handler, another good free throw shooter.
And Cook fouled by Boozer. Third on him. I think Derek Fisher, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that Derek Fisher probably thought with the arrival of Gary Payton this year, thought, okay, you know, I'm going to come off the bench, and he envisioned himself maybe more like a Bobby Jackson at Sacramento, but certainly not the role he has had this season here.
Well, I think that Phil is still going through, you know, who is our team going to be when we're really going to be at our best and this spring. And I've still said all along, I believe Derek Fisher, when it's all said and done, will be a big key part of that Laker team if they're going to win another championship.
LeBron couldn't even get that one unhinged. The foul is called inside. And it is on Kevin Ollie. Well, the NBA always seen coast to coast. Tomorrow night on NBA TV, a beauty as the Timberwolves take on the New Orleans Hornets. They'll be down in Louisiana for that game. Wednesday on ESPN2, Dallas and Philadelphia. And this weekend on ABC, it's Minnesota and Houston. That's on Saturday. Then on Sunday, the Celtics will take on the San Antonio Spurs.
I'll tell you, a great game I saw last Saturday night. Indiana played San Antonio. They had gone in and beaten Dallas the night before. Go to San Antonio, look like they're going to win that game. San Antonio ties it with the 3 wins in overtime. But those 2 teams play again this week. And Indiana has played some great basketball. Quietly, everybody talks about the West, but Indiana, Rick Carlisle has that team playing great basketball.
So the Los Angeles Lakers appear to be on their way to a win tonight. They've got the 4th best record in the Western Conference. They're in 2nd place in the Pacific Division. And this is the big story tonight. Kobe Bryant slightly separating that right shooting shoulder. Kedrick Brown was knocked out of the game with that, and Kobe, who made a valiant try to come back in and play, and even took a left-handed shot, has not played the second half. He'll have a full examination of that AC joint, that shoulder, tomorrow.
Well, you look at the Lakers injuries, you know, Karl Malone has missed 9 games this year. That's more than he missed in 18 years due to injury in Utah. So they hope to get him back soon. Shaquille, they got to be very careful with that calf. That's not something you want to come back and then he restrains it again and then it's 3 or 4 more weeks. You want to get him healthy. Kobe, tomorrow they said he's going to have an MRI, and I'm sure Phil will not sleep real well tonight, waiting to see what that's going to be.
I think Kobe will sleep very well either. Lakers had 35 bench points tonight. 16 of those came in the fourth quarter, and they needed their bench. They go inside Cook, and Ilgauskas brings him down hard. That should be a flagrant. Cook bounces right back up. Kid recruited by Bill Self at Illinois.
Cook goes up strong, and you can see right there, and it's the end of the play there where he sort of comes down on his shoulder. I think maybe the fall was worse than the foul. Looked like he lost a little balance, but he did pull him down with that shoulder. But Brian Cook, I'm very impressed with him. He looks like he really knows how to play basketball. And I will tell you, Bill Self does a nice job developing big men. He really has done a nice job, and he's got a terrific big man right now at Kansas.
We got a couple. Which one are you talking about? Simeon?
Simeon, yes. The other kid got hurt.
Padgett, the rookie, yeah, the freshman. Cook with the rebounds.
I follow my basketball.
You do,
You can talk about the Jayhawks. I'll think about the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that's right. Your son Chris, an assistant coach with Mike Krzyzewski. By the way, your son recruited the #1 player in high school basketball to go to Duke. And here you can see the fourth quarter. This has been one of our themes tonight. A 26% shooting fourth quarter.
Look at Paul Silas sitting over on that bench as he gets up. The discouragement in his face. Look at Paul as he walks off. You got to get on that plane and go to Seattle. And this is something right here that they've got to correct. And this was their woes last year, Kevin. The fourth quarter, they found ways to lose games, and they're still doing it again this year.
And they led by 5 coming into this fourth.
Yes, they did.
And led even a couple points more when that fourth quarter started going. Cavaliers missed 9 of their last 10. Lose it tonight. Lakers win it. Let's go over to Cheryl Miller.
Well, Devin, he had a double-double, but without Kobe, without Shaq, without Malone, what was the mindset headed into the second half?
I mean, just to come out and play with some energy, and we know we're shorthanded, and just try to hustle and fight our way through it without those guys.
Shorthanded might be an understatement, considering the next 2 games that you have. You got Wednesday home at Denver, and then you're going to be on the road against Sacramento. That's a big challenge right there for you guys.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, we'll be up to it. If we play together, we'll be fine, and that's what we did tonight. And we hustled tonight, so that was the difference.
Talk about the defensive effort, especially in the fourth quarter on LeBron James. Shut him down.
We just try to play defense as a whole instead of letting individuals get off on us, and we try to help each other out, and guys that are getting sets called for them and isolations, we just got to help one another.
All right, congratulations.
Thanks.
Send it back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you. Kobe played 17 minutes tonight. He had 10 points, 5 rebounds, and a couple of assists. The high score, Gary Payton, 13, although he was 5 of 22 from the field. The game high score, 19 from Ilgauskas for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who now fall to 11-26. The Los Angeles Lakers go to 23-11. A final score, the Lakers 89, the Cavaliers 79. The NBA on TNT returns Monday, January 19th at 7 o'clock Eastern. Rockets will take on the Grizzlies. The Jazz will battle the Warriors. TNT is your exclusive home for the 2004 NBA All-Star Game. For Doug Collins and Cheryl Miller, Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll take a break, then send you to our studios with Ernie Johnson here on TNT.